A very good day to you and welcome to the program. You know, there's something that most of us suffer from. And what is that? The fear of man. Eh? And it probably comes right from school days when we were small. We've always got to be better, we've got to be bigger, we've got to be faster, and we've got to be cleverer. And none of us are. And so we start to perform. And that goes right into our grown-up lives. I want to say to you, there was one man who had no fear at all of man. His name was Paul the Apostle. Paul the Apostle was sharing his testimony with King Agrippa, who was about to pronounce death on his life. But Paul was so consumed about telling people about Jesus Christ of Nazareth that he had no concern for his own life. And Agrippa even says in Acts chapter 26 and verse 28, you almost persuade me to become a Christian. Isn't that incredible? The fear of God is what takes away the fear of man. Paul had been saved miraculously on the road to Damascus when Jesus knocked him off his horse in the middle of the day, and he heard a voice coming out of heaven, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Who are you, Lord? I am Jesus. That was the turning point in his life. You have to have a testimony. If you've got no testimony, you cannot tell other people about what Jesus means to you. You see, that's all evangelism is. One hungry beggar showing another hungry beggar where to find bread. That's all there is to it. It's as simple as that. Folks, if it's not inside, it's not coming out. You see, you might find this very hard to believe. But before I became a Christian, when I was a youngster, I was an introvert. That's right. I couldn't speak to more than two people. If I saw a girl, I'd run a mile. So what happened? Jesus came into my life, just like he did for Saul of Tarsus, who became Paul the Apostle, and changed him from the inside out. Okay, Paul was so much of an extrovert, you could say, that he didn't even care for his own life. He was so busy telling Agrippa about salvation. Agrippa was the one who was judging him, folks. He could have put the death penalty straight on him, and he would have if he could have. But he didn't, because Paul was a Roman citizen. And he said, and Paul said, I'll be judged by Rome. So he says, to Rome you will go. I don't believe that. I believe Agrippa was too scared to let Jesus go because of the response he was going to get from the people. You see, there were 40 men who had decided to not eat or drink until they killed Paul. They came all the way from Jerusalem. And Agrippa was concerned about that. When you have a fear of what men think of you, and I'm talking to maybe a couple of preachers here, you will never be effective. You see, for me to live is Christ and to die is but gain. That's what Paul said. He said that in Philippians chapter 1, verse 21. So if we have no fear for our own lives, then we are not concerned about what people think about us, and that gives us liberty to tell people about eternal life. I want to say to you, my dear friend, start telling people about Jesus. Have a passion for the lost. Ask God to show you what eternal damnation looks like. You see, for me, heaven is to be with Jesus and hell is to be without him. Simple as that. I don't want anybody to be without Jesus. I don't want you to be without Jesus. What must I do, Angus? You must be born again. You must pray with your mouth and ask Jesus to come into your heart. And you must believe that he has, and you will be saved. Romans chapter 10 and verse 9. So may God bless you as you, like Paul, start to tell people about Jesus Christ, not concerned about their response or whether you're going to be popular or not. And God will use you powerfully. Goodbye until next time.